As I end my time in the White House, I can think of no better message to send to our young people. My last official remark as First Lady. So, for all the young people in this room and those who are watching, know that the country belongs to you, to all of you, from every background, walk of life. If you or your parents are immigrants, know that you are part of brown American tradition, the infusion of new culture, talents and ideas, generation after generation that have made us the greatest country on earth. If your family doesn't have much money, I want you to remember that in the country, plenty of folks, including me and my husband, we started out with very little. But with a lot of hard work and good education, anything is possible. Even becoming president.
That's what the American dream is all
That's what the American dream is all about. So the young people here and the young people out there, do not ever let anyone make you feel like you don't matter.
or like you don't have
Or like you don't have a place in our American story, because you do.
and you
You have a right to be exactly who you are.
but I also
But I also want to be very clear. This right isn't just handed to you. Now this right has to be earned every single day. You cannot take your freedoms for granted. Just like generation who come before you, you have to do the part to preserve and protect those freedom. And that's done right now when you're young. And when you encounter obstacles, because I guarantee you will win. Many of you already have.
when you are
When you are struggling
and you start thinking
and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember something that my husband and I have talked about since we first started the journey nearly a decade ago. Something that had carried us through every moment of the White House, and every moment in our life.
and that is hope.
And that is the power of hope.
The belief that
The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
it is our
It's our fundamental belief in the power of hope that has allowed us to write about the voice of doubt and division,
vision of anger and
of anger and fear, that we have faith in our life and in the life of the country. I hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe they too will be inspired to rise their best possible self. Such is the hope of my folk, like my dad. Got up every day to do his job as city water plan. The hope that one day his kid will go to college and have an opportunity he never dreamed of. That's the kind of hope
that
that every single one of us,
politician
politicians, parents, preacher, all of us need to be providing for our young people. Because that is what moves the country forward every day. Our hope for the future and the hard work that hope inspires.
so
So, that's my final message to young people as First Lady is simple. I want our young people to know that they matter,
they belong.
that they belong.
So don't be afraid.
So don't be afraid. Do you hear me, young people? Be focused,
Be determined.
be hopeful,
Be empowered.
be empowered. Empower yourself with a good education. Then get out there and use this. See that education to be your country worthy of your boundless promise.
Lead by example.
Lead by example with hope.
Never fear.
Never fear.
So I want to
So, I want to close today by simply saying thank you.
thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you for everything you do for our kids and for our country.
Being your first
Being your First Lady has been the greatest honor of my life.
and I hope you made you proud.
and I hope I met you proud.